Matt Roloff and Caryn Chandler recall his traumatic hospitalization. I remember everyone being panicked. And Little People. Big World's Zach Roloff opens up to his wife Tori about having the dwarf talk with Jackson after he starts asking questions. I will explain everything. Never miss this video. Welcome to our new video. Before going to the main topic, I would like to say, like this video, and please subscribe to the channel. Matt Roloff and his fiancée Caryn Chandler are reflecting on his recent traumatic health scare. On Tuesday's edition of Little People, Big World, the 62-year-old is recuperating at home following a hospital stay due to esophageal reflux disease. My esophagus has been exhibiting irregularities lately. It has been taking place for a few years now. In a confessional, he said, "What happens is that it seems to be kind of closed off at times, not every meal, but not really sure what brings it on. The esophagus becomes irritated rapidly and secretes phlegm. It just erupts abruptly, bubbling up like a volcano until it does. It's quite dramatic." To diagnose the issue, Roloff was advised by the doctors to have a regular upper endoscopy. An upper endoscopy, according to the Mayo Clinic, is a technique that uses a tiny camera on the end of a long, flexible tube to visually check your upper digestive tract. Usually, it's done to identify and occasionally treat disorders affecting the upper digestive tract. Roloff noted that things didn't go according to plan with the usual operation. Chandler said, "That was kind of traumatic," and Roloff acknowledged that the medication had caused him to lose a lot of memory. "Well, they had told me several hours because you got sedated and they were going to do the test, and then I walked downstairs to get coffee and my cell phone rang. They were like, 'He's out. You can come back,'" she recalled. "The doctor came in and he said there's been a complication. We are concerned that we may have perforated his esophagus." "I remember everyone being panicked," continued Roloff. "The room was filled with panic." Chandler stated she felt a strange vibe from the physicians and inquired as to what would happen next. They then put Roloff through a test to see if they had punctured his esophageal wall. They performed the test, and when he drank the solution, I could see that there wasn't a perforation, she stated. However, I could tell the doctor believed that might have occurred. When Chandler realized Roloff would be all right, he acknowledged that the encounter was more emotional than physical. Doctors also said Roloff has a lot of damage from acid reflux and that he has a normal-sized esophagus, rather than the average size for a little person. "I feel like I went in all good and came out all bad," Roloff said as he dealt with a stomachache at home. Little People. Big World's Zach Roloff opens up to his wife Tori about having the dwarf talk with Jackson after he starts asking questions. A sneak peek at the upcoming episode of Little People. Big World features Zach Roloff saying he had to have a tough conversation with his son Jackson. Recent episodes of the Roloff family's reality TV have highlighted certain health issues. Zach underwent emergency shunt surgery in Little People. Big World Season 25, and in the most recent episode, he had to take his daughter Lila for a sleep testing, which revealed that she has sleep apnea. Zach Roloff of Little People. Big World has a difficult talk with his son Jackson, which happens far sooner than he anticipated. An Instagram sneak peek of the next Little People, Big World Season 25 episode has Zach talking candidly about a serious talk he had to have with his son. Tori is roasting a marshmallow over the fire while Zach and she are outside at the beginning of the video. Zach shares that Jackson asked him why his friend couldn't attend a Day at All function. The acronym Dwarf Athletic Association of America is DAAA. Jackson had to hear Zach clarify the circumstances, to which he replied, "What? Am I a dwarf? What does that imply?" Jackson's innocent question makes both parents giggle, and Zach says, "I had to have the dwarf talk with my son way too early." Jackson appeared to have an enlightening realization after speaking with Zach. Zach answered his son's inquiries by telling him, That's how God made you. When Tori asks Jackson how he felt about the events back outside, Zach says he was okay with it. However, Jackson once believed his father was making fun of him when he said, "I'm not a dwarf." This occurs a few years following Jackson's leg surgery. In a personal tone, Zach talks about his dwarf talk with his son. He says he was still taken aback because he fully anticipated speaking with Jackson about this at some time, but he had no idea it would happen so quickly. Back in the outside scene with Zach and Tori, the clip shows them both realizing that in order to avoid projecting their own anxieties onto their kids, they must be composed and not make too big a deal of it while they are having these kinds of conversations. Zach's lack of expectation regarding the dwarf talk at such an early stage of Jackson's life makes sense, but it's commendable that he continued to consider what would transpire if and when that time came. Regarding attempting not to terrify their children over these serious matters, Zach and Tori both offered some excellent remarks. Zach seemed to have approached the matter with a cool-headed perspective that enabled Jackson to make the most sense of the circumstances. No more today. What are you thinking about this gossip today? Let us know in the comments, and stay tuned by subscribing to our channel to get more updates like this. Thank you.